This city is the new center of energy in China. Wuhan, absolutely incredible. 好，谢谢。
来看一下。
好的。But if you think this is just another mid-tier city in China, you've got to visit and prove yourself wrong. Starting in 2025, this is one of China's new, freshly minted Tier 1 cities. Previously, there was only 4 of them. Now Wuhan has joined the team. It's got history, food, culture, tech, amazing design, and wow, a lot of people.
I'm a designer, and I wander cities around the world in search of uncommon views.
Here are the top 7 things you need to see in Wuhan.
And from a perspective you've definitely never heard before. More of an aesthetic perspective.
So I've been to Wuhan 3 or 4 times for work, but this time I got to dig deeper, and the city blew me away.
This 150-meter alley feeds half of Wuhan every morning. But the food isn't just the insane part. Welcome to Hubu Alley, where a century-old street has accidentally become the most chaotic design masterpiece in China. But here's what nobody's talking about, except for me maybe getting killed by that spike. Over 100 food stalls crammed into one narrow lane. Traditional brick meets screaming neon signs. Stream clouds mixing with incense smoke. Hey, 你好，这是什么东西？茶？什么茶？
哈茶，你在直播吗？
对。
喂，
好，谢谢。
来看一下。
好的，我一会儿会来。But this chaos is actually genius design psychology. The overlapping signs create visual competition. Your eyes literally can't stop scanning. It's like an Instagram feed algorithm, but in real life. Think about it. Qing Dynasty gates frame modern LED displays. Ancient brick walls hold contemporary menu boards. It's like walking through a time-traveling Pinterest board. But the real magic? Every stall uses color, steam, and sizzling sounds as design elements. Red lanterns pull you left. Golden noodles drag you right. Your senses become the navigation system. Locals say breakfast in Hubu, late night in Jiqing Street. This alley has been Wuhan's morning ritual for generations. So next time someone calls street food messy, remind them sometimes the best design looks like beautiful chaos. This bridge in China doesn't just cross water, it crosses through time itself. But this is what nobody tells you we're walking it.
The Wuhan Yangtze River Bridge looks like any pure industrial muscle. 9 massive steel spans, deep concrete pillars punching through the river. Raw engineering, right? Wrong. Because when you actually walk across this thing, something magical happens. Every single X-brace section, boom, 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 creates this perfect rhythm, like a steel colonnade floating over water. But then you hit the gateway pavilions at each end and suddenly a ceremonial doors. See? China wrapped this 1957 workhorse into socialist realistic art. Think of it like putting a tuxedo on a bulldozer. Those relief sculptures, they're not just decoration, they're frames, framing river vistas like windows into history. So you start walking industrial steel, but then you end up walking through a monument. Highway up top, Beijing-Guangzhou Railway below, and you're floating between heaven and earth on China's first road-rail bridge over the Yangtze. Sometimes the best design hides in plain sight. This clock tower in Wuhan has a secret that nobody talks about. Everyone knows Jianghan Road as China's 20th century architecture museum. But what if I told you the most famous landmark here isn't even Chinese? That iconic Hankou customs house clock, made in America, shipped across the ocean in 1923, and then assembled piece by piece, becoming Wuhan's tallest building. Talk about global parts, local landmark. But here's where it gets interesting. The real genius isn't the clock tower. Look around you. See those upper floors hanging over the sidewalk? That's Qilo architecture. Think of it as a massive outdoor mall, but designed 100 years before air conditioning even existed. Those arcades create one continuous shaded gallery that connects every storefront. It's like nature's cooling system meets social engineering. Brilliant. So you've got American clockwork crowning a street of Southern Chinese climate genius, all preserved as a living museum where people actually shop and live. Man, this place is crazy right now. You can walk 1.5 kilometers through a century of international architecture and end up the Yangtze River. Who knew the best travel experience in China costs nothing but shoe leather?
So Wuhan shocked me. Why? The food. So normally I only talk about design in my videos, not about food, but Wuhan is an exception. Here are the few things you need to try in Wuhan because, well, they're Wuhanese in a way. Noodles without soup meet reganmian, Wuhan's genius breakfast hack. Chewy noodles drowning in sesame paste, chili oil, and pickled veggies. No time for broth when you're rushing to work. This isn't your average pancake, it's doupi. Sticky rice, minced meat, and mushrooms wrapped in a crispy tofu skin. One bite gives you 5 different textures. Your mouth won't know what hit you. The fish that made Mao Zedong write poetry. Wuchang green steamed with ginger and scallions. When your local fish inspires revolutionary leaders, you know it's good. Summer nights in Wuhan equals mountains of spicy crayfish. Locals devour these beer-braised beauties by the kilo at street stalls. Warning, highly addictive. I think what hooked me to Wuhan food is the amount of street food in the city, something I sorely miss in Shanghai since all of it has slowly gotten removed by the authorities. It's absolutely everywhere in Wuhan and is really delicious and really cheap.
And no idea why a car drove down the street, but he's doing it. I guess the motorbike will do it too.
Forget chicken soup. Lotus root soup is Wuhan's ultimate comfort food. Slow simmered with pork ribs using lotus roots from East Lake. It's like a warm hug in a bowl. Don't let the smell of this fool you. Wuhan's stinky tofu is crispy perfection topped with fiery chili sauce. Trust me, your taste buds will thank you after the initial shock. Hubei invented the snack that conquered China. Spicy marinated duck necks. So popular there are even shops selling just duck parts. Once you start, you cannot stop. If you love to travel, and especially if you love to indulge in amazing design when doing it, join my Skool Community. I've put a link in the description below. I basically want to bring together anyone and everyone that appreciates beauty when they travel, to share what they've seen and experienced. It's completely free to join and it's super relaxed. So come get some ideas for your next trip, but also share a quick post about what you saw on your last trip so it can help others. This ancient Chinese tower is actually a design lie that fooled millions of tourists. You're looking at Yellow Crane Tower in Wuhan, one of China's 3 great towers. Poets like Li Bai wrote about it, but here's the twist. What you see isn't ancient at all. This 1985 rebuild deliberately copied one specific version, the late Qing Dynasty look from the 1800s. Not Tang, not Song, just some random century. So this timeless icon, it's actually a curated historical snapshot. Like if we rebuilt the Statue of Liberty but only copied her 1950s renovation. Selective nostalgia. This whole building is shaped like a yellow crane, spreading its wings to fly. But wait, there's more trickery. Watch this proportional magic. The base is 30 meters wide and just 18 at the top. Those stacked eaves create forced perspective. See how it feels lighter as it rises? Your brain thinks it's defying gravity. Ancient architects knew this optical hack centuries ago. So you're not just seeing history, you're experiencing calculated visual psychology. The tower manipulates your eyes into seeing majesty. Sometimes the best ancient wisdom isn't just really good modern marketing. I helped design the biggest sports entertainment complex in central China.
This is Topgolf. This isn't just golf. It's 95 high-tech hitting bays stacked 3 levels high, where every ball has a microchip that scores itself. So I was actually hired to design 2 restaurants and the main lobby. Conceptually, everything I did was based around the idea that the Yangtze River flows through everything in Wuhan, including Topgolf. Design elements mimic just that. I'll put the link down below to my design analysis for each space that I did. Check it out. So picture this. You're hitting golf balls at giant targets while playing Angry Birds. Yes, literally Angry Birds. Each bay fits 6 people. It has its own HDTV, and it stays climate controlled year-round. Think of it like a bowling alley meet Topgolf had a baby in a 3-story arcade. The microchip technology, it's like having a referee inside every single ball. But here's where it gets wild. You could play top score, Jewel Jam, or even turn on a golf swing in your video game, all while grabbing food and drinks without leaving your bay.
Located in Wuhan, this place proves that sometimes the best innovations happen when you think outside the fairway. Who knew the future of golf would look like a 3-story playground for adults? This lake in China is secretly redesigning how cities should work, but most tourists totally miss it. Welcome to Donghu, East Lake in Wuhan. Yeah, it's massive. China's biggest urban lake with 99 twisting bays. Cherry blossoms? Check. Boat rides? Obviously. But here's what really blew my mind. This isn't just a pretty lake, it's a living sponge. The designers built wetlands that literally drink up pollution. Marshes that breathe with the seasons. Water edges that flood and drain like nature intended it to. They called Lake First urbanism. So instead of building around the lake, they built a city to the lake. The Greenway? It's not just a path, it's a therapy for cars. Pedestrians glide, cyclists cruise, e-carts whisper by. No honky, no chaos, just flow. But then I realized something really wild. Wuhan cracked the code. They made a lake that cleans itself, a city that breathes, and movement that feels like meditation. Who knew the future of cities was hiding in plain sight, floating on 99 bays?
If you like cities that tell a story, consider subscribing. See you on the next one.